Hello, everyone, and welcome to this evening's writing sprint live stream. Hello, welcome. We are halfway through NaNoWriMo, so I hope you're here to write. And if you're not here to write, I'm not your mom, so do whatever you want. But I'm here to write. Hello, cool gamer. Nice to see you here. And right on time, too. Yeah, I'm gonna be working on Project Fade tonight. We're halfway through Nano, and for most of us, that means we should have 25,000 words written by now. But for me, it means I'm just trying my best to write in Project Fade every day. I've gotten, what is today, the 14th? 12 out of 14 days I've been doing some writing. Not including today, I guess 11. It's going to be 12 after I get my hands on the document tonight. Yeah, so that's why I'm doing this today. Let me know what you guys are planning on working on, or if you're watching the replay. I'd love to know that as well. Yeah, tonight's going to be a chill one. I don't have like the chaos energy that I did last week. Hopefully, I don't know, things might progress if it depends on, like, I don't know, I'm already thinking about it. I'm already thinking make it a little chaotic, but I'll hold back for now. This is already getting into my chaotic voice. Grayson, you said you'd be chill. I'll try to be chill. How are we only 2 minutes in? It feels like I've been talking for 5 minutes at this point. So yes, NaNoWriMo is upon us. Thanksgiving is soon. If you are in the United States, I think Canadian Thanksgiving was earlier, or it might be not even in November. I think it's in October. I don't know. I guess I'm kind of out of things to talk about. 2 minutes. Wow, I only have 2 minutes of conversation in me. I've been reading a bunch of books recently, but I feel like I'm going to DNF them. So they're not even worth talking about. I was just looking at the Project Faye document before this stream and thinking to myself, wow, I have so much work to do, but also I know exactly what I need to do. So it at the same time feels both overwhelming and manageable. I guess it's like alternating between the two. And I guess right now I'm intimidated, but I hope that once I start actually getting in the writing thick of it, it'll feel less overwhelming. Yesterday was one of the days I did not write for NaNoWriMo. The other one was, I don't know, sometime last week, probably in the middle of the week, because honestly, I have a lot of things due on Friday morning specifically. So I'm going to be feeling fine and free by the time I get to my next live stream, which will be on Friday at 2 p.m. Yeah, basically, like, everything for me is due Friday morning, pretty much. I've been doing some design work, and that my final meeting with the deliverables is due on like 10 a.m. on Friday, because that's when my meeting is. So that's when I gotta get it all done. And I got like 2 literature reviews for my classes to do. They're not due on Friday, but I should be starting them by Friday. I have 4 meetings tomorrow, like 2 about group projects, 1 for work, and then what's the other one? Oh, the other one's a safety drill. So it's just like it's a whirlwind of a week for me. Hello, Julie. Hi. Great. I'm hoping that you will get some words in tonight. I have not gotten any words in today yet, so I am looking forward to being productive tonight with all of you. And speaking of being productive, I'm going to go ahead and start the first writing sprint. I do a 15, 25, 35, and then the last one ends up being a little bit longer because of randomness. Just because. If you hear that, my cats are currently chasing each other like little gremlins. So Sorry if you hear that. I'm gonna go ahead and close this ad because I don't need an ad on my timer. I just need to present it. Okay, here's our first 15 minutes. Let me change that banner, and we will get rocking and rolling in 3, 2, 1. Happy writing. I know. I know you love them, Julie. I'll try to make it a long one for you at the end. All right, friends, that was the end of our first little quick writing sprint. How did we do? Notice we had some friends join us. Hello, Felicia. Hello, Zainab. Hello, Greenwald. Good evening. I was actually very productive in that writing sprint, like way more than I thought I was going to do. I started at 70,900 and now I'm at 71,198. So that is 298 words. Yeah, that's how many I got in the 15 minutes. Almost 300. Let me mark my place just so I remember where I am from last time. Yeah, there we go. So I've been working on Project Faye, working in chapter 18, and yeah, just getting to the hinge point of the chapter, and I've been writing her stream of consciousness, her thought process to get to the final landing point of the chapter. So I feel like that's why I was writing a lot, because I can get into Myra's head pretty easily and connecting the dots of this is where she is thinking at the beginning of the chapter and this is where she needs to be at the end. Once I have those goalposts, I can chart the way, and I find that really engaging for me when I'm writing. Oh, what are you listening to, Zainab? What is your recorded lecture on? I have to listen to recorded lectures too. I listen to web development lectures, which means basically how to make a website. So I've been listening to those this week. I think I finished one I needed to listen to yesterday. Yeah, I hope so, because I have an assignment due soon. But yeah, man, I gotta try to remember all the schoolwork I gotta do. It's easy to get behind or lose track of things when no one is telling you exactly what you need to do, and you just gotta keep up with it yourself. Ooh, the solar system. Are you taking an astronomy class? I took an astronomy class my very first semester, and I was salty at the end of it because I got a freaking I think I got a B, and I was salty about it. Because you wouldn't think astronomy to be hard, right? Especially not intro to astronomy. Yeah, I think I took it as a science elective. Yeah, it turns out there's a lot of math. I'll try not to get it mixed up with my calculus exams, because my calculus exams, yeah, okay, they're coming back to me now. Astronomy was much easier than calculus. Calculus made me want to cry because the final exam had to do with it made you think of planetary bodies, and it was if this planet is this and this planet is this, calculate this, but it wasn't the distance. It was something wild and whack and I don't even know. It was so. See, here's the thing. I don't know if this is relevant to anyone, but Calc 2 is just Calc 1, but more math. Calc 3 is conceptual, and everything is hard now because it's asking you to extrapolate everything that you've learned in calculus, but make it in it abstract now. And everything is different, and it's much harder because it just is. And so that sucked. But I didn't have to take either one of my calculus classes again, so we're calling that a win. Okay, it's a physics class, but it's called solar system. Interesting. It's physics, but it's called solar system. I guess there is quite a lot of physics in the solar system. But yeah, I'm glad it's easy for you. I'm glad you're finding it easy. You're almost at the end of the semester, aren't you? So your final exams will be coming up soon. Mine are, I have only one exam this semester, and I'm a grad student, so that's not you don't really have exams. You normally have papers at the end. But yeah, I have a take-home exam, and I'm only taking 3 classes this semester, so it's fine. It's fine. Good. Don't take calc if you don't have to. I regret it. I really didn't have to. The only reason I took calc is because my mom put the idea in my head that I might need it because I might go into neuroscience, but guess who's not in neuroscience? Guess who graduated with an English degree and an information science degree? Me. So I did not need calc. I could have done something else easy. But yeah, here I am. All is well. I've graduated. Now I'm in more school and more not calc, so everything worked out in the end. Oh, okay, this makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense why solar system would be under it. My college that I'm going to has an entire I don't know if it's called the astronomy department, but it's got like a whole like space track. It's not very big, but I think it's at least got a minor. So that's why it's like it's its own thing at my college. Yeah. How have you are you guys doing NaNoWriMo? How's your progress so far? Or if you're not doing NaNoWriMo, what have you been doing this month? How is fall treating you? Fall here in North Carolina is pretty mild so far. Last week was still in the 70s. Today it was like mid 60s, and I think it's not gonna get. Yeah. It won't be like high of 50s until next week, and that's only a few of the days, and it's like 59. So it's not very cold here in November, which I love, but that also means climate change. But we don't need to think about that right now. Zainab, next semester you're going to be taking stars and galaxies. Ooh, that's cool. Yeah, I guess they're both physics classes if they're named in the physics department. In fact, that makes sense to put the astronomy classes in the physics department instead of moving them. Yeah, especially if like there's only like a handful of them. That makes sense. Next semester I will be taking the second part of user experience design. I took the first part in the spring, and I will take the second part next spring. I think it's user experience testing. So like the testing part, you make a design and then you test it. It's how to do the testing part. I'm also taking a data visualization class, but it's doing things in a makerspace. And a makerspace is a type of place where normally you have 3D printers there, but there's also other machines like laser cutters and sewing machines, and might be a wood shop or a metal shop. The one at my school has an embroidery machine. Like it's just a place to like make things with cool tools. So we're going to be making physical data visualizations in the makerspace, which I don't really know what that means yet. I've had another makerspace class before, so I'm aware of the makerspace. I just don't really know how the data visualization part is going to come into it yet. And then my third class, my final class, my graduate program, the one that's going to get me the degree, is basically the group project part 2. So I'm in like part 1 of the class right now, and it's like the planning phase, and then the second semester is basically the execution phase. That'll be it. That'll be what gets me my degree. It sounds like a hard class. Yeah, I think the makerspace class is going to be hard. I remember it being a lot of work last time that I did it, but it was also super rewarding because it was really cool. Like I got to learn how to use a 3D printer and a laser cutter, and what else did I do? I think there was one other machine. I'm not sure. Do not remember. What else did I do? I think I just did hand sewing, so, like, that technically counts, but, like, I didn't learn it in the makerspace, so yeah. I'm assuming this is I don't know what this is in response to. Either me graduating or, the makerspace thing, but yay. Wow. Thank you. Honestly, I'm of 2 minds. I'm ready to graduate, but I'm also not ready to graduate because that means I have to start thinking about a job instead of this, which is school. You've never seen a 3D printer print anything? Oh, I used to have a bunch of 3D printed things on my shelves. I'm so sorry I removed them. Gosh, I don't know where they are. Um, I used to have a bunch of like little spikes, like cones, like little cones. I used to have them like scattered, but then I got other various trinket things for my shelves. So I don't know where I put them. I don't know where I put them. Maybe I will find them during the next sprint, and I'll see if I can bring you one, show you what I did. But yeah, it's really cool. Like it melts the plastic in like a needle tool, it kind of looks like a very small version if you've ever seen like icing being piped. It's kind of like that. So like it does it in layers starting from the bottom up. So like you'll get like these ribbing lines on the thing because it started from the bottom. Now we're here. So it goes like layer by layer and like it melts it on top of each other and then it's all stuck together at the end. It's cool. Okay. Friends, I'm going to go ahead and start the second writing sprint of the evening so we can get even more productivity done today. Zainab, you can listen to even more of what I'm sure is a very exciting and engaging recorded lecture. 25 minutes getting in the process of getting on the clock. Oh, I'm feeling it. I am feeling the vibes tonight. This is going to be such a productive night. Yeah, it is. 3D printing is really, it's wicked cool. If you do, you should. I'm sure there are like tons of YouTube videos if you want to like see it now. But if you can print something in person, like it's really cool. It's really neat. It takes forever, like many hours. But yeah. Yeah, no, it's so engaging. You love your lecture. You love it. 25 minutes starting in 3, 2, 1. Happy writing. All right, friends, that was the end of our second writing sprint. That went by very quickly, at least to me. Now you're gonna get up? She was just sitting in my lap. She decided to spring out of my lap. I was just about to mention you leave me right when I was about to prove you exist. Anyway, I had a kitty in my lap for the last 5 or so minutes, so that did hamper my writing progress somewhat. But it was time well spent until she betrayed me, until she left and abandoned me. Hi, Hannah. Just sitting down to write for the first time today. Me too. Glad you're here. Ooh, Christian got 481 words. That's pretty great for 25 minutes. Let me see what I did. And Project Faye. So fun news. I have I think finished chapter 18. So that's great. And I've just started the little outline ideas for chapter 19. So I'm working on moving into the next chapter, and I think I need to do some more outlining before I draft some more, but those are still going to be words that I will count in the next sprint. In terms of words, I did actually get some words. That is 163 plus 61, which is 224, I think. Let me add that together. Yes, it is 224. That's how much I got in that sprint. And I was also researching clay, which is an interesting thing to research. Because Myra is a potter and she's currently making a bunch of sculpturing things. She's finally making the thing that she's supposed to be making this whole time in this fantasy book. This is her thing. This is the one. This is the piece of art that really is gonna bust this story wide open because the king is not gonna like it for certain reasons, but we don't need to get into all of that tonight. But anyway, she's getting down to that, and I got caught up in, okay, so what color is the clay again? And so I was looking up why clay is different colors and where clay comes from. Turns out it can come from a lot of places, but they all involve water, and the different colors depend on basically what minerals were present in the water. So if it was near a volcano, it's going to have a lot of ash in it. It's going to be a different, whiter bentonite clay. I think this is from 15 minutes of research. And if it's in a dry riverbed, it's most likely to be a brownish, because those sediments would be traveling from higher elevations like mountains, and mountains have dirt on them, and it would be just traveling down, and then the water sorts it into particles, and then clay happens, I think. And there's also clay by seabeds, ancient seabeds, but I didn't get to that part of the video because in my fantasy kingdom, there are no seabeds, or at least they wouldn't consider them seabeds, because I don't think they have that kind of archaeological capacity. So that's what I'm dealing with right now. But a safe bet to assume the clay is brown. So I just said it was brown from a riverbed. That's what I was doing. How are we already, I guess we're not halfway through this stream, but it has been a full hour, so we're almost halfway. And these streams normally go for 2.5 hours, so I'll be done around 9:30-ish. Depends on how chatty we get up to. Yes, I have seen some Instagram reels of people harvesting wild clay, which is funny to me because all clay is wild. It's from the ground. But yeah, the process of digging it up from a place where a riverbed, and then like you gotta break it up into fine pieces, and then you gotta hydrate it, and then you gotta dry it, and then you gotta like shape it, and then you can start to use it to try to make other art out of it. It's really neat. It's really cool. It's a long and it's a labor intensive process. It's really neat. Um, I've been doing pottery at my local pottery studio just to like get in the Project Face spirit, like my main character who is a potter, and I've learned so many things that I've done wrong about describing specifically how to make pottery on a wheel in this book. But right now I'm doing like a hand building class, which is basically everything that's not made on the wheel. And so yeah, it's really interesting to get to see those two different techniques of made on a wheel versus made like just with your hands, like different hand techniques. It's really interesting. Basically, if you want symmetry, do it on a wheel, and if you want anything not symmetrical or I guess large, do it by hand. That's the main distinction. You can also do really small things when hand building. You can probably do small things on the pottery wheel too, but I think that would also be really difficult because there's not much to stick to the wheel in the first place, and so just getting it to stick would be hard. Well, maybe you'd start with a bigger piece of clay and then just work with a tiny piece of clay on the top of that, and then you would have a small thing. That might work. That might work, but I don't know. Have not tried that. I've been thinking about like so I bought these pottery classes, but I have so much leftover clay that I need to use. So I've been making a bunch of what I hope are going to be successful Christmas presents. So I've been making, and you'll see them on my Instagram stories. Like this is what I've been making. I've been making coasters. I've been making soap dishes, and I'm gonna be making like ring holders. Like maybe those will be like little tree things. Made this little trinket container. Currently it's got hair ties and nail clippers in it. But I made this. Sits right here on my bookshelf. Everything else I made is garbage. Since the little bowls, I have been making things out of wet clay, but nothing has been fired like in the kiln since then because it takes pretty much from start to finish. It takes like 4 weeks for me to finish something just because I can't get to the studio all the time because the hours are 1 to 6 p.m. Tuesday to Saturday, and I don't have that much free time that's not on a Friday or a Saturday. So basically 4 visits to the studio and I can get something done. And you also have to like wait on clay to dry in between stages. So like if like right now, like last week, I couldn't put my clay in the kiln because it was too wet, so it had to wait. But hopefully when I go back on Friday after my live stream, I'll be able to put it in the kiln and then like it will be fired and then I can glaze it and then fire it for the second time. Everything takes so long, but that's okay. I'm trying to go into production mode and make everything I need this week and next week. Try to make them all so I can get them all fired soon. I know the studio is closing down for like halfway through December, so I gotta chop on that. But all my coasters are done. Yeah, I still gotta think of Christmas present for other people because the problem is I have like 30 pounds of clay that I need to use because I came with the class, like I bought it, so I have to use it. And I don't know what to do with it, so the only thing I can think of is to make things for other people. But yeah, that's what's going on with that. I always get out of breath because I end up talking too much. But sometimes like the water doesn't even really help that much. I'm just talk. Someone else talk for a change. Tell me something about your week. Tell me something about the book you're writing or something good that happened to you this week. Maybe something you're looking forward to. I'm looking forward to Friday when I get to go to the pottery studio. That would be nice. It's really nice to just not think about anything and to, well, I guess I am thinking about something because I'm making with my hands, but I'm also listening to an audiobook or a podcast. It's a really nice, like, meditative state. When I was in, and I know I asked you guys to talk and I'm talking, it's because I can't deal with silence. But when I was in high school, I had this practice of I would listen to with my earbuds. I would listen to audiobooks all the time, and that's why I love audiobooks so much. So I would be doing art and listening to my audiobook, and just like that process is something I miss, like that combination of activities. And so now I'm getting to do that again with pottery class, and I'm finding it really enriching, really nostalgic. And it's a good time. Ah, yes. People phoning in. Hi, Christian. Christian is writing about witches. Ooh, witches who work at a cafe. Well, I'm sorry you've been sick, but this sounds. Ooh. Does the cafe make. What is magical about the cafe? Is the food magical or is the cafe magical? That's what I want to know. Julie is looking forward to getting a few crystal packages. Ooh, oh, that's so exciting. That you're a guest for a book club who read the last book of yours. That's so cool. I'm so glad for you. That sounds so amazing. Man, to have books that other people read. Ain't that just the dream? Speaking of like dreams, what I'm looking at right now is a video that I just filmed Sunday. I filmed it Sunday. And by looking at it, I mean like I made this. I made a video with this. This is like a 5-year author plan, and some of the things are missing. Some of the drawings are missing because they fell off and they don't stick to the paper. But this video will be coming out this week. And yeah, some of these you get a little sneak peek. Some of these have to do with being an author. Some of them have to do with having a nice cozy office. But yeah, this video will be coming out. I think I've scheduled it for Friday. It's technically done, so I might schedule it for Thursday because like it doesn't have to come out on Friday. But I would think about it. I'm just thinking about like what I like my upload schedule to be. I haven't uploaded a video in like a month. So I'm still like thinking about how I want to approach video making in the future and how I want my uploads to come out. But there will be one this week. There will be one, probably Friday, unless I change my mind and I make it Thursday. Yeah, so stay tuned. Totally wild to have your book out. I love that for you. Ooh, what is a rainbow obsidian? I'm very intrigued by this. Very intrigued. Did you hear that? I made a whole 10 seconds without talking. I'm just setting up the third writing sprint for soon. It might be real soon. It might be less soon. Oh, can you tell the brain is non-braining? Wow. Yeah. I'm just gonna. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and start it. I'm gonna go ahead. We're gonna go ahead and hop into the third writing sprint. Yeah. I think that would be good. That would be good for my brain right now to have a reset, have a good think, have some nice quiet time. A rainbow obsidian is black obsidian, but has colors under the right light. That sounds really pretty. Okay, friends, let's have our third writing sprint, our 35 minutes. Get those words in. Like, this is your chance. If you have been slacking in the previous part of this live stream, now's your chance to pick it up. So let's get all those words down in 3, 2, 1. Happy writing. All right. That was the end of our third sprint. We got one more left to go. My cat is still in my lap. Everyone, this is Crohan. Both my cats are quite camera shy when it comes to showing their face on camera. Like maybe I can get him to look. But yeah, he's just chilling. He's vibing. He normally doesn't sit in my lap. He normally is on top of my bookshelf. So yeah, we will see. We'll see how long he stays. He seems a bit interested in his own reflection right now. That's funny. But yes, he's in my lap. And I am also here. I noticed Amanda came and joined us. Hello. Hello, Amanda. Nice to see you. Yes, Kitty is unbothered. He's very cute. He's so fat as well. Like he takes up, like this is my whole lap. Like I got my knees over here, but like this is my whole lap. He's very large, as opposed to Lark, who is like half his size. But yes, he's very big, very sweet, very gentle, much more chill than Lark, actually. I would talk to you like this, but then you only see half my face and half his face, so we're just gonna have to pick one. But yeah, I'm just petting him. He's really nice. His name is Crohan. Hi. And he can't stand when I'm not petting him for a long period of time, but he's gonna have to deal with it because I gotta shuffle me these cards so we can get to our fourth and final sprint of the evening. Now, friends, if you've never been on my live streams before, what I do for the fourth sprint, hi boy, is let me take the banner away. Maybe you can see his face. Hi, Crohan. Can you see his little ear? You can. I take 4 cards and I randomly take 4 cards, and then that is the number of minutes that we sprint for. That is how we do it. Today I have chosen the Avengers deck of playing cards just because I've been thinking about Loki from watching that TV show recently. It's a very nice box. Nice box, actually. And the cards are all purple on the back, except for these, which are the Jokers. Oh yes, I forgot to ask you guys about your progress. I got way too sidetracked by my cat. How did we do? How did we do in that last sprint? Zainab started outlining this chapter. It's giving you a hard time. I'm glad you got to choose a route. Sir, what do you want? Okay, he's just standing up. I don't know why he's standing up, but he is. Do you want more attention? Do you want to... Oh, you just want to switch sides. He just wants to turn around. That's fine. Yes. Amanda... Oh, you're running out of plot at this point. Oh, no. Maybe you need to use this next sprint to do some thinking. Think about the outline, or if you're pantsing it, I don't really have any advice for that. Just, I guess, push through it. I keep skipping comments. Christian got 455 words. I think I probably got somewhere around that. I was kind of writing all over the place, like in different places in my document, so I don't really know how many words I got, but it's somewhere around 400 for that sprint. Oh, Amanda, you are pantsing it. Yeah. Yeah, that's the hard part. But if you, I don't know, maybe look back at what you have so far and try to interpret the plot and outline from that, and then see what would make sense after that. Or just like maybe I don't know if you're trying to get the badge, but maybe you could give, hey, you don't need this. I'm trying to pick up the cards, and he's like pawing at my hand, like, hey, I want to touch. And I'm like, I know, sir, you cannot. But maybe try to like see what you've got and interpret what you can. These are the Joker cards, actually. I don't know what those other black cards are. Yeah. Okay, so it is a bit of a more serious issue that you're running out of plot. If there are any scenes non-sequentially, so like if there are scenes that you know are coming in the future and that you're excited about, maybe you started to think of that. Try writing those down the line, or write an outline in your document and just count that as part of your word count goal. Yeah, I don't know. I've never been in that situation before. That's the advice. That's the advice I've got. Zainab says to ask yourself, based on the previous scene, what needs to happen next. Yeah, there's also this principle that I've been trying to keep up with. It's called the chain of causality, and you want to make sure chapters lead into each other. Like there's a reason the events in one chapter happen, and it's because of the chapter before it. So as long as you don't break that chain, as long as they make sense, things should be going in the right direction. Ooh, Hannah did zero outlining too. Yeah, I think it's inevitable. If you're gonna do a discovery draft, if you're gonna pants it, it's gonna get a little messy. And some people are okay with that. Some people can write like that and just keep pushing ahead. Everyone cannot write like that. So applause to you for being able to handle 25,000 words with no outline. Like that's a great brain right there. That's really good. That's a talent. But yeah, questions are helpful. Thinking about cause and effect is helpful. Amanda has skipped ahead and then doubled back and filled in, so now you're not sure where all the characters are ending up. I don't know. Maybe spend some time just reading the story from beginning to end and seeing where you can add more scenes, or like once you've like internalized all the plot, what maybe logically needs to come next. Maybe study some beat sheets. Yeah, this is kind of what I'm doing, Zainab. Like I outline a couple chapters in the future, and then I write in the next chapter, and then I outline like the third chapter after that. So like I always know of just the next few chapters after the one I'm writing, because I feel like that grounds me. Like if I know slightly where I'm going, I could get there. It's like connecting the dots I said earlier, from knowing where a character is at one point to this other point, and then just like charting that in between over and over and over again and making little jumps. I guess they're kind of like mini arcs in a way. Amanda's writing partial scenes. Transitions can be hard. Don't be afraid to use brackets. Yeah. It's hard. Yeah, it's just hard. It's difficult. Yes, cause and effect. Cause and effect is very important, not only for for the pacing of a story, but also for it to make sense. It's gotta make sense. Yeah. Kind of like headlights writing. And this is I've never tried to write this way before. Like, well, I think it's helping me, because that's what I'm doing with Project Popstar, and I'm also doing it now with Project Faye. Oh, well, I'm gonna have to get that. Too bad there's a cat in my lap. Let's see, can I even reach that? Where'd it go? All right, I'm sorry, boy. You're gonna have to get up. I'm sorry. I made him get up, but you know what? He might come back, or he might leave. Now you can see his tail, though, so maybe it's a good thing. Okay, bye. Okay, he has left us. He has left us for now, but he may be back. Ooh, I love all this talk about outlining. Amanda finds it much easier to connect scenes in the second draft and you can think more about word choice and stuff. Yeah. I often think about that quote, like the first draft is just you telling yourself the story, and the second draft is for you to tell other people the story. It's like it's you to make it look like you know what you're doing. Oh, time jumps. Yeah, that's just like right now for me in my story. I'm like, well, I don't want to write this part because I think it's going to be boring. So I'm going to like do a time skip, or alternate case. I have a lot of time to cover. So I'm just going to do like a montage because this is 2 months. This is 2 months, and I'm not going to write 8 more chapters the next 2 months. I just got to let's make that 2 pages, people. Yeah. Yeah. Timelines are tricky. Yeah, this is fair, but like I feel like if you want to have a time skip between 5 minutes, go ahead and do that. That might be intriguing. Like, what if something very interesting happened in those 5 minutes, and then like it's referenced later, but like the reader has to like kind of figure it out from subtext, from context clues about what the heck happened in those 5 minutes? Or your reader doesn't have to know the drive was 5 minutes. It could have been much longer than that. Or you can write one sentence like, the drive was uneventful, or it took 5 minutes to get there. That's just my thoughts about that. Yes, I'm going to continue to shuffle this a little bit longer, as long as we have comments coming in about writing, about outlining, about life, about the lack of kittens in my lap. They're technically not kittens anymore. Their birthday was in October. They are 1 year and 1 month old-ish. They are brother and sister, even though they look quite different. Lark is a gray diluted tortie cat, and I don't even know what to call black cats. I guess they're just black. But Crohan is black cat. Zainab says, timelines are tricky, but at the same time, when you read, you don't really pay much attention. I feel this too. I can see that. Because there's some level of trust between the reader and the author, and I feel like the reader's putting much less brain power into reading than we are writing it. Exactly. So you talk about like perfecting the timeline. Speaking of timeline, like for Seaside, the project I'm currently querying, like my last book that I wrote, the events happen in a tight 2 months, like from Thanksgiving to January 10th, and I obsessed about over multiple drafts about what day each event happens, and like if this is on a Saturday, there's 1 week left till Christmas, and this needs to happen on a Thursday, and what about when school gets let out, and what about New Year's was on a Friday that year, and like when school started again, and I was like really really reverse engineering it, and I have it down lock at the very end, but is it really gonna matter to a reader? Probably not. I could have gotten it wrong, and they probably wouldn't even have noticed, because they're not going to notice. It's only me and an agent who might have an eye for that sort of thing and notice and be like, good job, you kept the timeline. And I'm like, thanks, I worked so hard on it. Amanda is working on their book's magic system. Ooh. No, I think, well, I'm not trying to refute you and say you don't need rules for it, but like magic is kind of cool. It's like an anomalous thing that no one really knows about. It just happens. That'd make me cool. Wait, hold on. Your main character is doing NaNoWriMo? Hold on. Your main character is doing NaNoWriMo and the things she writes are starting to happen in real life? How meta. Oh, this sounds great. Oh my god. You know what? Sometimes if something weird happens like this, you don't even need to explain it. Like, I've read plenty of books where the main character, something wacky is happening to them and it's never explained. It's part of like the mystery, like the vibes of the book. And I mean, sometimes if you like explain it, like it would almost take away the magic of the book, because it's not about the why, it's just about the fact that it happens. That's my thoughts. That's my thoughts about that. Hannah is trying to do less hard scene cuts and more like simple sentences when they arrive to an hour later. Yeah, it's a good technique. It is hard to tell when what is required, but I think ultimately, hey, those are my rain boots. Do not hold on. He's scratching my rain boots. I gotta stop this behavior. All I need to do to stop the behavior is slightly stand up. Wait, is he going for it? Are you scratching my rain boots, man? I gotta get him. Okay, he has been got. And by that, I mean I put the rain boots in a place where he couldn't get them, which shows him, right? Yeah. I don't remember what I was saying. I'm sorry, Hannah, if I left you hanging. I don't remember what I was saying. Yeah, there could be lots of reasons for this nano power. I like this meta narrative though. And you wanted to keep it mysterious, but you're not sure what to do about it. She's able to write in the future. Interesting. I don't know. It sounds like quite a puzzle you have for yourself. Could Hannah suggest maybe using ChatGPT to help you brainstorm? Maybe that works for you. Friends, I love this discussion we're having. I love it. I love talking inside baseball. But I am watching my cats. They are running around like crazy. And I have to pull 4 cards. 4 cards for our 4th and final sprint. Oh, I said I would pull 5 because last time I only pulled 1 card, so I said I would make up for it. So I'll pull 5 cards this time, which means an extra long sprint, probably. It also all depends on the randomness of the cards today. So this is a normal deck of cards. Yeah, you are hearing the zoomies. They're just, it's their time. It's their dinner time. So I'll probably do that when the sprint starts. But this is a normal deck of cards, numbers 2 through 7, ace is 1, and then the face cards are 11, 12, and 13 respectively. So I'm going to cut the deck. They are hilarious, but it's not so hilarious when I'm trying to go to freaking sleep or I'm trying to stay asleep in the morning. You could say I'm up with the lark because she is very active in the morning. But I'm going to cut the deck and then we're going to pull 4 cards and see how long. Oh, my nose is itchy. See how long we're freaking sprinting for. If someone wants to keep calculation for me, that would be wonderful because 5 numbers in my head is a bit much to keep up there while I'm hosting. My nose is itchy. What is it? I don't know. Okay, here we go. That looks like an ace. We got a 1. Oh, is this like Black Panther? I'm not sure what symbolism, like which superhero this is from, but I think it's pretty neat. That's pretty neat. We got a 1. It's not looking so far like a long sprint, but statistically, we can't pull 5 ones, so it's gonna be more than 5 minutes. So 1 so far. Here we go. Looks like more. Not much more. It's a 3. Maybe we're supposed to have a short sprint today. This is I'm not sure what this is. Some kind of, I don't know. Is this anything in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, or was this just like a funky design they wanted to do? Unsure. So I can count this much. This is 4. That's 2 cards in. Hoping for a little more. Okay, this is more. This is a 10, and I think there's a design in this diamond, but I can turn up my brightness. Do you see it? Yeah. There's some kind of extra embellishments going on there. We got a 10. 2 more cards to pull. It looks like more. 7. I'd like a face card for our final card. Yeah, 7. Just a normal 7. Face card? Give me face? No. Okay. But it's still a high number. So I'm good with that. This is, ooh, that's pretty neat. I don't think these embellishments have any, like, meaning, of any symbology in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but dang it, I dropped one. But here we are. So we've got 3, hold on. Is this 5? This is 5 cards. Okay. Where's the ace? Okay. Hold please. Oh my god. I never held 5 cards before. Okay, so we got 4. Or no, maybe I'll do it like this. 10. 10, that's 20. And then 30, right? Because it's 1 and 9. This is easy. This is easy math. We got a 30-minute sprint for our final one, which is really low considering I pulled 5 cards. Like, on average, I'm pretty sure that would be around 45 minutes, but the cards have spoken. The cards have spoken. We're going to have a 30-minute sprint for our last sprint. I think, if my math is right, correct me now or forever hold your peace. I think it's right. It is a nice number. I think it's good. I don't really know what I'm going to do besides feed my cats for this last and final sprint. But that's for me to know and me to find out. All right, here we go. Let me set up that final sprint for us. Our last 30 minutes of the evening to get some good productivity in. Friends, if you have to step away for this last and final sprint at some point, if you have to say good evening, I'll say good evening to you now. Thank you for being here. Thank you for writing with me and being productive, bringing your best productive self tonight. But yes, it is time to sprint, says Hannah. Starting in 3, 2, 1. Happy writing. Alright, friends, that was the end of our fourth and final sprint of the evening. How did we do? Crohan has joined us once more. His head is currently on this. You know what? I can stream like this. Isn't he just so cute? My large boy. So I have I don't really know how much I was writing again because I was working on the outline in different places, but I started this live stream at 70,900 and now I'm at 71,921. So I've written 1,000 words tonight. I think it's pretty good. That's pretty good, even if I don't know the exact number that I got in that sprint. I think I'm good. I'm good with that. I'm proud of that. But I was only writing for about 10 minutes in that sprint before I felt like I was at my limit for tonight, so I was just on Instagram for the rest of it. But that's what I got done. Christian got 336 words. That's very good. It's very good. I can tell how tired I am. Hear my voice? My voice is like, ah. But I have water. I did get up and get some more water, so I should be fine to do the outro. Ooh, Amanda got, well, you can't even see my whole head. That's okay. Amanda got 452 words. You added dates to all your scenes to keep track of the timeline. That's a very good idea. And you're trying to fit in a Thanksgiving scene. Ooh. If she's doing NaNoWriMo, that sounds like, yeah, that's basically when all the mad dash happens at the end, right? When you're trying to get all the words in because you finally have a break. Yeah, he ain't even fitting. He ain't even fitting on top. Yeah, but that's good. Thank you guys so much for coming and writing with me tonight and being productive. Hi, Crow Boy. My next stream will be on Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. That's some other time if you're in Europe, and if you're in Central Time, it's 1 p.m. If you're in West Coast Time or Pacific, I think it's called Pacific, that would be at noon. So yeah, that is when I will be streaming next. There will be a video before my next live stream. That will be my 5-year author plan video. You can be on the lookout for that. Subscribe to this channel so you get that in your notification inbox. And yeah, I do writing sprints twice a week, Tuesdays and Fridays. Tuesdays at 7, Fridays at 2 p.m. I don't think I'm gonna do them next week because it is it Thanksgiving week next week? I think it is. Maybe. Yeah. I think I'm not going to do them next week just to give myself a little break. But yeah, that's when I do them. Whew. Yeah, good progress tonight. I've run out of things to say tonight. Amanda is going to be streaming tomorrow night around the same time, starting at 8 p.m. So an hour after the stream started. Good to know, Amanda. And yeah. Hi, Crowboy. You look so freaking cute up there. I'm so sorry we have to leave you, but as you can tell, my voice is my voice is giving out on me. Oh, yes. Amanda, what is your channel? I don't think links work if you write them in chat. I think YouTube blocks them. But if you'd like to share, yeah, it's just Amanda's name. So there you go. Yeah. I also don't know how to make people mods on StreamYard, so that's something I need to learn for the future. I don't know at the moment. But anyway, I will bid you good night, bid you good evening. I'm pulling up the outro video. Have a good night, and I hope to see you guys on Friday. And if I don't, I see you whenever I see you. Bye.